So I have had a rough couple of days. I'm out here feeding my birdies real quick, but we have a hound that likes to escape from our yard, and I think it was last Friday or Saturday, he got out, and then again yesterday he got out, and we get a phone call that he's down just on the other side of us. The house is on the other side of us. They have a hotel there. It's like a Best Western or something like that. And so we get a phone call from them saying that our dog is there. So we go over, we get him picked up. They have him in the lobby. He's barking up a storm, but they're loving on him. They think he's Mr. Wonderful. Yes, I'm talking about you. He's a sweet dog. He's a big dog. I bring him back home and whatnot, and put him in the garden, which I kind of showed it to you guys on my last video. Put him in the garden, and he constantly barked and barked and barked, and I had to put a shock collar on him, and I shocked him a few times whenever he'd bark. I tried toning him, I tried the little vibrate thing, and he just didn't care too much. That's the escape artist right there. My big boy. Oh, Bolt. Oh, Bolt. Hi. So anyway, that wasn't working out. It was kind of an overcast day yesterday. Oh, it's super bright. Don't mind my glasses. So I had him, let's see if I could get it. In here, it's all chain link. But he just wasn't having it. He didn't like it. He kept barking. I was afraid that, because we have neighbors that just live on either side of us. So I was worried that, we were going to irritate the neighbors. We got to be considerate of our neighbors. So I brought him in the house and let him stay inside. And he was okay as long as he could see me. But as soon as he couldn't see me anymore, he would start hollering and throwing a fit about not being able to see me. Just tied him up to some weights, but we had two 40-pounders in the house, so I just leashed him up to those, thinking, okay, if he feels the resistance, he'll quit pulling, he'll just hang out, he'll be a good boy. I ended up having to take my son to preschool. He goes in the afternoons, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to be gone for 20 minutes. Not a big deal. I've got him tied up to the weights. I've got SpongeBob on the TV for him. And he was, he had calmed down. He was laying down watching TV. Or, whatever dogs do. Laying down, resting. So I run my son to school really quick. Come home, and the house is trashed. Let me tell you. It was not a happy camper. And then I could hear the weights being dragged across the floor in the kitchen. So I knew he was in the kitchen. And so I go in there, and he's just sitting in there all happy-like. And the trash cans are knocked over. There's dishes all over the floor from him knocking stuff on the floor. And the worst realization was I forgot I had a roast in the crock pot on the countertop. And it had been knocked over. The roast was on the floor. The vegetables were all over the floor. Of course, he had been eating the roast and had left the vegetables, because who wants to eat the vegetables? So, yeah, not a happy camper. I threw him in the dog kennel. We have a dog box on the back of our pickup truck for hunting, which I didn't put him in there to begin with because I didn't want him barking and barking while I was gone, because I didn't want the neighbors to get upset. So I thought I'd be safe leaving him in the house for 20 minutes. Not with a hound. I forget his nose never stops working. And because of that, roast was cooking. I think it was just too much of temptation for him that I wasn't around. And so we ended up having cereal for dinner last night. my husband came home from work. He tried finding where the dog was escaping from, and we can't figure out where in the heck he's getting out. So we go inside and we're watching, and he gets, I'll walk over so you can see. He starts getting super antsy, starts checking out around where our barbecuer is. And our barbecuer, right, let's see here. That thing right there. So what he does is he gets a foothold on the wire here, gets a foothold on it, and then he puts his neck in the corner and pulls himself up onto the brick wall. Cat walks down and then leaves, takes a stroll around town. So we thought we had it figured out. My husband got some more bricks and some railroad ties, and we put all that up there. Well, I take my son to his MMA fitness class this morning. My daughters are at home, kind of keeping an eye on him. He's good. He's a good boy. I noticed that the dog's getting a little bit antsy and stuff, so I'm paying a little bit more attention, because after we had fixed it yesterday, he hadn't been able to get out. Well, I get busy with stuff, and I go to check on him, because I'm going to come out and do my chores. And he's gone. Yep. He decided to take off again. Oh, sorry. I have no makeup on. This is just me. This is my mom do. I'm not all beautified today, sorry. So yeah, I run inside really quick. I grab up the two little ones. We go out to go get in the car, and there's Bolt running down the street. It's really bright out. He's just running down the street. So I get him grabbed up, put him back in the garden. So he's going to be in there. If he's going to bark, I've got the shock collar on him. We'll figure it out when my husband gets home from work again. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's frustrating. And there he goes. Gotta go get the dog. Ah. All right, we got you tied up to a 65-pound weight and a 60-pound weight. We'll see if that works. Huh? I don't know what the deal is. Goofball. Goofball.